Hello lovers, yes, this is me. You guys should get used to this by now. I would literally refer to you guys with whatever sweet name that comes to my mind every time I'm editing or doing my voiceover. Yeah, it's been a while. This is me sharing with you a trip that happened to Tanzania with my sister some time ago. Basically, this was me just fooling at the airport. So we're trying to do a trend, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you guys must have seen this trend on TikTok where for every location you go into, like you put your hands together and you have a change of outfit. Tell me why we were both fooling at the airport. Like, we were trying to get several shots just to make sure that we had like the correct shot or whatever, but it just wasn't working. And I'm a very shy person, especially in public. The airport wasn't so full that day, but because the few people who were around were looking at us, I think I just kept messing it up. My sister was ready to like do the right thing, but for some reason, this was me just messing it up. And I think furthermore in this video, you would see that I didn't capture our boarding. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I didn't capture our boarding. The next clip will just be us when we arrived in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, because we had like a Abuja to Ethiopia layover, then Ethiopia to Tanzania. So this was the hotel for the layover. We slept overnight and continued our journey in the morning. I went to see my sister's room, and then I took a video. She basically didn't even sleep in that room. We both slept in the same room, but I mean, collected both our keys. We went to have dinner, and next morning, this was us arriving in Tanzania. Oh my god, see that beautiful view again. That beautiful view, you can't ask for better, right? Tanzania is such a beautiful country. From just landing, we were already excited because it was like a packed trip. You should let me do your itinerary, and you know that I don't do boring trips at all. Cleared immigration, which took a while because we had to pay for yellow fever vaccination. Took a while, but yeah, see my bag, it was dented. I don't know what happened with the airline, but by the time I got my bag, it was dented. This was on the way to our first hotel that we'll be staying in Tanzania, Zanzibar, whatever. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. The next morning, we went upstairs. The hotel's restaurant is at the top roof. We went upstairs. We had breakfast. We had some coffees, mushroom, meat, whatever. Again, with this trend wanted to take my life on this trip. I was hell bent on making sure that I got it right, but for some reason the trend refused to get me right. I promise you, I was very, very serious with it. I was very serious. At some point, I'm very sure that my star was already tired of me. Well, since the trend did not trend now, I took videos. My star took videos of me. This was just me filling my outfit. This outfit is made by Bimbo. She's on my IG. You want the details, I can always plug you in. We went to our first sightseeing, and we had a tour guide the entire time anyways. So at some point you wouldn't hear my voice, you just hear explanations of what is going on in the background. So enjoy. Built when again?
In 16th century.
Okay.
Yes. Because Portugal were here in 1500 years. So after arriving here, they wanted to establish life, they built this fort. Okay. And they were using this fort as a fortress because inside they built the prison, church, because they believed one day Portugal will come back to attack.
hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned something. Yeah, whatever. So we left the first location. Our tour guide took us to the second location, showed us some more places. I mean, very beautiful streets. I think people come to Tanzania and just focus on Zanzibar, but we also wanted to see other beautiful parts of Stone Town, and that's exactly what we did with this excursion this very day. Okay.
Right? We started in 1856 until 1873, but here started only on June 1873. It started in 1856, officially in Zanzibar. Slave trade started in 1856. When becoming the first Sultan, Sultan Majid bin Said appointed to be a Sultan, he wanted to figure out what things should be supposed to depend on in order to sustain our government. Because they believed we are supposed to have a lot of money in order to proceed to generate our government. So he could establish three things: slave trading, spice plantation, and ivory business. In another case, he was depending on three things to get money, right? So he could provide out the high priority for the people to come with the slaves to sell right here. Because the slaves were taken different countries: Angola, Mozambique, Kenya, Uganda, and other African countries. They were bought in East Africa, in Zanzibar here to be sold, because the main East Africa slave trading was here, Zanzibar. Right? So even the people from West countries of Africa, they were coming in Zanzibar to sell their slaves, because they believed over here they can get a lot of money.
Money for the slaves.
Yes, because Sultan gave the highest priority for the slave trade.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yeah.
And by that time, the slave trade was conducted in the Forodhani ground, the place where we started our tour over there. But then they shifted it from there to here. Okay? Because over there, they could have a lot of noises. So some people were getting Said, the British constructed this church, right? Because Zanzibar, you couldn't have the religious. So the slave chambers, they were kept here 50 women slaves.
Okay.
Right? And over there, they were kept 75 men slaves. And the corridor here for patrolling, to make sure they don't mix each other. Okay? Yes. Imagine 2 narrow windows to penetrate the light. So they were dying and suffocating. Some of them were dying also for starvation, because they were not giving food properly. They were giving 1 meal per day. So actually they were all died. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, slave chambers. Now we have only 2 chambers remain, but we used to have a lot of chambers. But Sultan Baragash banned all the chambers and left only 2 chambers. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We looked at some more places on the slave market sites. Somewhere in between. I don't know what happened to that clip. This trip has been a long time. And we went back to our hotel, and in the evening we were told that there is a band performing at the restaurant rooftop. We went to enjoy. This band, no be small. Just wait, I'll let you guys enjoy the music and be the judge. Yes, so thank you. Make sure you come back for other videos from Tanzania. Bye.